This is candidate John. We're about to do an interview with a news station. Final press piece for the campaign. It's called 25 Newsweek. 25newsnow.com with Liz Bay. Everybody, this is candidate John. I'm about to be interviewed by the news.
And when there's their present moment. So if you think about it, it can also mean the translation. So the translation from one language to the next, Muhammad's going to say, well, we're going to lose some of that message. And they can play with the words a little bit. So don't completely trust them. That's what he's really trying to say. It's in a different.
Recording in progress.
Hello, how are you today?
Hey, I'm good. How are you? What was your name again?
My name is Peter. I'm doing the interview for my reporter, Liz Lake.
Oh, I see. Okay. Great.
So
Nice to
we'll be turning this for today. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Really appreciate it. If you just do me a favor and say and spell your first and last name, and then whatever the title you would like underneath.
Sure. John Kitover, JohnKitover, and the title is Candidate Congressman for Illinois 16.
Now, can you just do me a favor? Just tell me about yourself.
Sure. Born in Chicago. Father was a cop. Mother was a postal worker. I went to Niles West High School in Skokie. Went to the Citadel Military College in Charleston, South Carolina. Served in the South Carolina in the Illinois Army National Guard as an infantry sergeant and a U.S. Army intelligence officer. I've worked for major Fortune 500 tech companies. Most recently, I worked at the IRS doing project management, facilities management, and I've been running for the 16th district since August of last year.
That's funny you say that. I grew up in I was born in Lincolnwood, and then I moved to Park Ridge. So obviously that's a little connection. I almost went to Niles West, but ended up going to Maine South.
Oh, wow.
What do you believe makes you qualified for this position that you're running for?
Multiple reasons: education, lived experience, but also just recognizing, as a former military officer, it's like a little bit like being a knight. And I just see the nation distressed in terms of finance and virtue. So, I would say that my wisdom, I would say, might qualify me. I don't see my opponent Darren LaHood or Paul Noley discussing the fiscal crisis. So I think it's really my unique perspective that gives, I guess, clarity or insight or an accurate analysis of the situation, which I don't see the other candidates doing.
Yeah. What would you want to accomplish in office?
Well, I would like to essentially say no to a lot of these HR acts that come across Representative LaHood's desk, because the country is 40 trillion in funded debt and 100 trillion in unfunded debt. So stop borrowing, stop spending, and grow the economy would be the most important issue to me.
What motivates you, or what motivated you to run?
The first time I ran in politics was for a Republican committee person, and that experience is what wanted to make me run against Darren LaHood, because Aaron Del Mar, who's working with the Bailey campaign for the governorship, that little crooked group of Republicans here in the northwest side of Chicago up to Palatine, they removed me from the ballot for committee person, which is a know-nothing position, and they spent $10,000 suing me to get me off of the ballot. So that distasteful experience dealing with politicians, who are, a lot of them are not worthy of being a politician. It seems to me that military experience is like a refinement, and when you come out and if you meet politicians, they're really just awful leaders. They have no integrity, no virtue, no wisdom, no knowledge, and a lot of their political positions are just horrible. So I hope that answers the question.
How will you be present for your constituents?
Well, Darren LaHood doesn't have any town halls. They're all just, pre-organized digital virtual stagings, you might say. Have daily access to constituents, daily town halls, really using modern technology like Zoom or social audio platforms like X or Clubhouse. I've been to other countries, and the leaders of those countries, like in Jordan, for example, they actually have a weekly radio call-in where citizens can complain about anything. So I want to basically run a complaint department and understand what the constituents are experiencing and expose it, categorize it, upload it, so it's transparent, and bring some accountability to the office that Darren LaHood is not bringing any. There is no accountability there. You can use X to actually go through all of his yay votes on for HR acts, in particular the COVID-19 vaccine financial response, which was many, many trillions of dollars in debt created, the CARES Act, the HEROES Act, the SAVE Act, all those acts that Darren LaHood voted on, which mass manufactured the COVID-19 ZAV, the vaccine. No accountability there, no oversight. Pfizer, received $30 billion to generate these pre-patented vaccines. So I hope to bring transparency to the office of the 16th District for Congress.
And touched it a little bit, but is there anything you would want to push for or not push for if you get elected?
What I would want to push for really is integrity and responsibility, because no one, you, myself, no family, nobody runs their lives the way that the government gets away with running their lives. It's essentially an unlimited credit card, and every year we're spending 7 trillion, bringing in 5 trillion. So that type of behavior has to end. We can't spend more than what we bring in. And that's what I hope to, communicate, because a lot of this position is just communication. A lot of Congress people hang up their voter card and they don't even vote. They just vote on whatever the party tells them to vote on. So a lot of this position really is communication. And I've worked with the Ron Paul campaign back in 2013, 2012, when he was running for the president. So I have a lot of fiscally conservative, libertarian leaning principles, and so that type of education and communication, which is what I think most people want to hear. I think most people are libertarian, but because of politics, they're Republican or Democrat. So to me, it's an exciting opportunity to try to educate and communicate what I consider truths. And how we are out of alignment and not in compliance with the truth, which is that we are running a Ponzi scheme, which is a massive debt bubble. And we are not reining it in. We're not paying it off. We're just expanding it. And Donald Trump, unfortunately, though I like him, he's not fiscally conservative enough, in my opinion. If you want to save the republic, if you want to save democracy, we have to start saving and stop spending.
If elected and you get to DC, how would you work with your Republican candidates, but also how would you work with your Illinois representatives, whether it's across the aisle or not, to make sure that you're doing what's best for residents here in the state?
Well, I would vote yay on, I suppose, many Republican initiatives, as long as that spending is effective and useful. But in terms of like working across the aisle, I don't see the Democrats possessing too much intelligence in terms of spending. A lot of local representatives, in Illinois politics, if you want to borrow $15 million to give as a gift to fund an abortion, I'm thinking about a particular individual, there just is really a lack of intelligence with regards to priorities. So I just hope to help Republicans prioritize spend, and I hope to essentially illuminate what Democrats are doing and where they want to spend the money. Because if we know where our taxes are going, and there's really a lack of transparency there, we wouldn't be spending a lot of this money on a lot of these acts and a lot of the pork and earmarks that they stuff into the district. Like LaHood 2 weeks ago announced $16 million in spending in the district at a fire station, at a police station. He goes around, he says, I'm the magic man. Here's all the money for new projects, new programs, new infrastructure. But meanwhile, another congressman might bring in $150 million into his district through earmarks. So that to me is, strange that based on your position in the Congress, whether you bring in $15 million annually or $150 million, that's not really fair. And it's not it's not just. So these earmarks, all this earmark spending, in my opinion, has to end, and it can't be secret or private or unknown to the public. Why there's this huge discrepancy in spending.
Yeah. Well, John, is there anything else that you'd like Illinois residents, voters to know about you, what you stand for, anything that we may have not touched on?
So they removed me from the ballot because I had insufficient signatures. Every time you run, when your petitions get challenged, you have to go get a second signature from that signer and have it notarized as an affidavit. So running as an independent candidate or a grassroots candidate is very difficult. You can challenge every single signature, which is 1,600 signatures, and they can force you to go out and have to get a second set of signatures and have them notarized, which makes it impossible to actually get on the ballot. And that is what Darren LaHood and his lawyer have done to me. I requested that the Illinois State Board of Elections also audit Darren LaHood's petitions, which they did not do. And a lot of people in the comments on Facebook were saying that there's no way he got the required number of signatures. He says thousands of Illinois voters are sending him back with a mandate and signed his petitions. The truth is the Illinois State Board of Elections, according to my challenge, my objections, and my pleadings and filings that I made with them, they did not audit Darren LaHood's petitions. We have no actual accurate number of how many people signed his petitions. He's running unopposed, but March 17th is your opportunity to remove Darren LaHood from office. All you have to do is write in John Kitover now. I'm a write-in candidate. And it is absolutely amazing to me that Democrats and Republicans right now on March 17th and early voting can remove Darren LaHood from office. You just have to write in John Kitover. You can go to johnforcongress.com. You can go on Google, YouTube, just type in John Kitover, and you can see who I am. I've created tons of content since August, live streaming many thousands of videos, having many hundreds and hundreds of political debates. So that's what I would want people to know, that it's not too late, it's not too soon, but right now is the opportunity to remove Darren LaHood. He has signed a pledge not to obey term limits. More than three terms in office. This is his fifth term. So him and his father are a political dynasty, a political legacy. They have $100 billion a year in tax credits to Fortune 500. And all they want to do is spend. They're the biggest hypocrites. So voters have to take action. They have to remove these crony politicians like Darren LaHood from office. And unfortunately, to ask people to write in John Kitover, they can't just punch my name on the ballot like Darren LaHood. So that is really the ultimate message. I hope you can get that out. That John Kitover is begging, pleading, telling everyone to write in John Kitover and not vote for Darren LaHood, and we can be done with Darren LaHood's 10 years of financial terror.
When did they remove you? When did the signature, the moving off the ballot occur?
I think the trial was 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
And,
right.
His lawyer, John Fogarty, wore a Bears hat to the trial. His arm is tattooed up. I don't know, it's some kind of good old boys club, but they don't want a fair fight. And Paul Noley, a Democrat who's running, he got on the ballot. I also requested they audit his petitions, and I challenged his petitions. They didn't audit his petitions. So in my opinion, there's no ethics, no virtue, no integrity at the Illinois State Board of Elections. It is a totally biased, hypocritical organization. And it's the same with the Chicago election board. And finally, the election clerks in the 16th district, some of them are illegitimate chumps. They shouldn't be in that position. Some of them refused to allow me to be a write-in candidate, and that is totally illegal. In my opinion, I would even do citizen arrests on some of these people because of the political cronyism and crimes that they are committing. These are election clerks, an elected position, denying an actual candidate who filed with the Federal Election Commission to run for Congress to be a write-in candidate. So, the hypocrisy from the State Board of Elections on down to their election clerks is so ridiculous, and it's just protecting Darren LaHood. And, that's what we are going up against. The state of Illinois is $200 billion in debt. The city of Chicago is $50 billion in debt. The state of America is $140 billion in debt. And when you total up all the debts from all the states, all the municipalities, the whole federal government, the system is completely broke. We're spending $1 trillion plus a year on interest. It's only going up. And they just want to spend, spend, spend. We have to grow out of this problem. We cannot spend our way out of this problem. That's why we got here in the first place. And it's because of Darren LaHood.
All right. John, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you could provide us with any of those documents from the court, that'd be great. If you have any pictures or videos of you, your family, campaigning, whatever, that would help our fill the story out. So you can just send those over to Liz, who reached out to you originally.
Okay, well, yeah, I got a video of me gathering signatures in Bloomington. I've got all the court documents, my objections, my motions and responses, all that stuff. I'd be happy to send it over.
Perfect. Yeah, as soon as you do that, we really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. You know, appreciate you, and I hope you have a great weekend.
You too. Best of luck.
Okay, thanks. Take care. All right, that's my interview against Darren LaHood. Okay, this is John Kitover here on News Now. They want to see my pleadings. Okay, everybody, this is johnforcongress.com. Thanks. I'm going to email them back these documents. Go to johnforcongress.com. This has been a news interview with candidate John. You can text the campaign at 312-498-0517, or you can go to johnforcongress.com or Google John Kitover. Thanks so much. That was a meeting with 25 News based in East Peoria with journalist Liz Lappe and his assistant, Peter, I think he said his name was. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks so much. Bye.
It's just rhetoric. Because if it's authentic, regardless, then saying, well, there's different grades of society, that's rhetoric. That's just, you're just bringing that up.